Hey guys, I just wanted to do a tag on teaching to what I just shared before on spiritual warfare. Holly Sheldon Gonzalez asked a great question. She said, why do the wicked prosper? And one thing God's shown me on that is, like when Jesus and Satan were sparring in the wilderness, it was when Jesus fasted 40 days. So he was at his peak of strength spiritually, and Satan came to tempt him. And Satan said, see, look at all these kingdoms of the world. He was up on the mountain, he pointed them out, and he said, if you bow down to me and worship me, I will give you all these kingdoms of the world. See, so Satan has some kingdoms of the world here. That's why you see a lot of his children prospering. You know, when you're dealing cocaine and dealing drugs and you're using prostitution and you're doing illicit things with your money, illegal demonic things with your money, child trafficking, all that junk, Satan has no problem prospering you. And since he's got some sway here on earth, because people give it to him, they give him power, some people, his children do, and a lot of people who are deceived do without realizing it. So they are blocked. You know, when I tried to make it in Hollywood, I did well when I was still in the world. When I had boyfriends outside of marriage and when I would act more like a person in the world, I did very well. I did the best I ever have, not very well. And I think the reason I never did very well, in spite of it kind of looked like I did, because I was on a couple of hit shows for a bit, is that the Lord's hand was on my life. The call was there. He had already chosen me for such a time as this. And even though I didn't know it, and I was being trained and equipped in Hollywood, preparing for the bigger call, which is this ministry, it was no matter what I did, no matter how hard I worked, no matter how well I trained, no matter what I did, no matter how much favor I had with certain people, I just couldn't hit the next level. And I got so close to fame a few times, and I would have been like making a ton of money, like, you know, the big stars that I met and worked with. But it didn't happen. And now I see why. If it did happen, maybe I would have been ensnared by the world and content with the riches of the world and the fame and the fortune and all the houses and everything I would have had. Maybe then I wouldn't have really got on my knees and sought the Lord and learned to depend on Him. You know, when you're stripped of everything that you deem important in life, when you're stripped of your popularity, your work, your finances, your security, whatever you have your security in, when you're stripped of it, you learn real quick, you better put your trust in God, not man, and not things. So I think that's another reason why, to answer the question, which was a brilliant question, it was a great question, and Holly answered it later. She said, because you don't sell your soul. You know, the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Money itself is not evil. People in church have this poverty mentality that they're not allowed to prosper because it's evil. No, you're allowed to prosper. God wants His kids to prosper. He will let people prosper in business so that they can sow into the kingdom, so they can bless ministries and ministers to teach and equip saints, to raise up the church and to protect the sheep from wolves, etc. But, hi Holly, you're the one I mentioned in here. Thank you for that question. It was a great question. It's raining. I just tried to do a little walk and it's raining. But so I think that's a great question, and I think a lot of God's kids have that question. Why do the wicked prosper, you know? But He says, yeah, Baal worship is alive and well. You got it, sister. That's it. And you understand. I've seen some of your posts, you know, and these are the things that God's been training me in and teaching me in the past 5 years. And I know I still have more to learn. We're always learning and growing, but I have learned some stuff. And so that's what I want to share to help teach and equip the saints. And maybe we can do a live together one day, because I know you've shared some great stuff, and I think that you have a lot of powerful things to share too. So bless you. It's cold. I'm going to put the dogs in the car because they're pulling on the leash, and then I'll come back later and do another teaching. Bless you, Holly.